Hey, this is Mitch from Castro Valley Fitness. I hope you're doing well today. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know how important I believe that hip movement is to your overall well-being, how your back feels, how your shoulders feel, how your knees feel. Really want to focus on backs here. I did a post last week that talked about picking something up off the ground and how important the hips are in that movement. So what I want to do today is give you a few different ways that you can work on your hip movement so you keep your back nice and safe. So let's get started. So the first move that we tend to like at the gym, all you need is some kind of a stick. You can use a broomstick, a mop stick, whatever it is. And this is called the stick RDL. So what you're going to do here is, I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see my back because that's where this is going to go. So you're going to bring the stick behind your back. And what you want is 3 points of contact: your butt, upper back, back of your head. And what this is doing is it's helping you line your spine up. So we don't want to be hunched over. We want to make sure you're in a nice tall position here. And that's what the stick is going to do. Because when you have those 3 points, you're lined up. It's going to hold the stick there. You're going to push your hips back, keeping those 3 points of contact coming back up. So what the stick is doing there is it's telling you if you are rounding your back. What this exercise is teaching you is how to move your hips without bending, without moving your spine. If you move your spine when you're doing this, you're going to see a lot of this kind of thing or a lot of this kind of thing. So see how I'm losing contact, in this case at the bottom, in this case my upper back, okay? So I'm just going to push back here, keeping those 3 points until I feel I'm about to lose contact, or if I cannot push my hips anymore. And I'm going to come up from there. So the biggest problem, biggest issue people have with this is that they're going to lose that contact at the bottom, okay? Right there. And what that means, if they lose contact at the bottom, is that they are moving their back and not their hips. So notice how my hips don't move there. This is the way your hips are supposed to move. This is what will happen if they don't, okay? So really want you to keep that contact at the bottom. That means your hips are moving, not your spine. So that is the number one thing that we like to do here. Now there's a couple other things that I'm going to show you now that might apply in a little different way depending on some things. So let's get to those. Okay, so the next one is good in case you cannot get that stick. Some people are very tight in their shoulders. They just can't get in a good position with that stick. So what we do is we use a wall for this one. So what you're going to do here, you're going to back up against the wall. You're going to stand up nice and tall. You're going to hear me say that a lot, standing up nice and tall, okay? I don't care if you're 4 feet tall, 8 feet tall, whatever. Standing in a tall position is very important for your back and your back health. So what you want to do, just get up against the wall. And we want those same 3 points of contact here, just to keep you lined up. Butt, upper back, back of your head. Take just a step off the wall. Doesn't have to be too much. Start with just a small step. And all I want you to do here is push your butt and touch the wall with your butt. Boom, right there, okay? Just like that. So what can really help here is if you set up a camera, just like I have this one set up right here. And when you push back, take a picture, take a video, whatever, kind of see your position, because a lot of times if you can't get back to the wall, what you're going to see is a lot of people doing this kind of thing, or you're going to see this kind of thing. So what we really want is, notice how my legs are relatively straight. Let me adjust the camera just a hair so you see that a little better. Okay, so legs relatively straight, soft knees, not locked, that's locked. We want soft knees, but relatively straight. What I don't want to see is this, because that means you're just squatting down, putting all your pressure right on your knees. You're not really using your hips. I want to push those hips back, come back up. So when I take this video, again, I want to make sure my back is straight, not rounded over, nice and straight. Relatively straight legs. Work on that. Eventually just get a little further off the wall so you can do that, okay? Good. Let's work on one more. All right, so last one I'm going to show you today. There's obviously many more that you can use, but these are just kind of 3 that we like to use here at the gym. This is called just like a kneeling hip extension. So what you want you to do is get on the ground on your knees. We use this one in case the first 2 really don't work for various reasons. The more possible moving parts of your body, the more complicated and harder a move is to kind of get if it's a difficult move for you. So when you're standing up, you can be moving your You can be moving your ankles, your knees, all this stuff. When you're kind of in this position, there's really only one thing that can move, and that's your hips. So this kind of really helps you get a feel for it if you have no feel for it otherwise. So what you want to do here is just, again, kneel, but again, nice and tall. So even though I'm on my knees, I still want to get that nice tall position. And all I'm going to do here is push my hips back, come back up, boom. So same, all these moves have that in common. It's the same movement. It's all about initiating your movement from your hips, from nowhere else. Hips, 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 okay? Push your hips back, come back up. So the mistake people will make on this one is they just kind of do this. That's not what we want. We want to keep so notice basically from here, this really doesn't move. It kind of stays nice and upright. Boom, right through there. Movement is coming from those hips, coming back up, getting those glutes nice and tight there at the top. And those are just kind of 3 basic movements. Again, all these moves, notice, are focused on moving your hips, which is going to take pressure off of your back. If your hips do not move well, you're going to feel it in your back. And if you feel it in your back, it has nothing to do with your back because your hips aren't moving well. It all starts from here. I can't say that enough. I've probably said it too many times. Everyone's here sick of hearing it, but it's very important, and it's an issue that we see all the time. So if your hips move well, your entire body moves well. It's worth working on. All right, have a great day. If you have any questions about that, let me know.